There is no final exam for this course. Instead, there's a final project that brings together the historical thinking, analysis, and other basic skills that you've developed all semester long into a single culminating project. The project is worth 10 points of your final grade. Read the project guidelines very carefully. Although it shares some skills in common with the assignments that have happened throughout the semester, it is a very different kind of assignment that lets me see how you've developed in your historical thinking. One eventual goal of you assembling and reflecting on a collection of sources about a chosen event is that your collection could be used by students in a future version of this class to help them gain perspective on the recent past, including things maybe not even mentioned in the textbook. The most important parts of your project are that it is, number one, unique within the class. That is, no two people can work on the same topic. You need to clear your topic with me in an in-person conversation during office hours between November 27th and December 1st. In other words, the week that we get back from Thanksgiving. For that reason, I recommend that you have a plan A and a plan B backup idea before our conversation. You can find the link to sign up for an office hours appointment under the instructor info part of the Blackboard navigation. This is really important. Your project cannot receive full credit if you don't meet with me about your topic between November 27th and December 1st. Then the next important part of your project is that it is too flexible in format. You get to decide what works best for you for collecting, commenting on, and submitting the parts of the project. I've given many options in the guidelines document. Could be a PDF or a Word document, a Google Doc, a Google folder, a Google site, a blog, a Trello board, or even Blackboard portfolio. And finally, the most important part of your project is that it needs to be focused on recent United States history. The event needs to have taken place after September 12th, 2001. Let's look at the project objectives. They are to develop your own historical knowledge of contemporary U.S. history, to identify, assemble, and apply appropriate analytical questions to historical sources, to craft a focused, persuasive, evidence-based historical narrative, and to demonstrate citation usage correct for the discipline of history. Now let's talk about what I mean by event. An event is a time-bound singular thing that happened. Climate change is not an event, but hottest year on record or BP oil spill, those would be events. The war in Afghanistan is not an event, but American troop pullout in August 2021 or the Second Battle of Fallujah would be an event, even though that battle took place over a period of several weeks instead of just one day. My advice is to think small when it comes to events. And don't worry that you won't find enough sources. You only need 4 or 5 sources, and for most recent events, we actually have a gigantic digital and print surplus of sources. In fact, you'll probably find you have the opposite problem, that you'll have to manage lots of sources. So it's okay to just really narrow your event down. One question that might come up is, can you adjust your topic after it's been approved? Sure. If it's changing drastically, let's check in again during office hours or in an email or text. Once you have your topic, you will be locating and evaluating sources that could be useful in understanding that event. You might look at many sources, but in the end, you're going to select and share 4 or 5 of them. A source could be a song, a video clip, a social media post, a newspaper article, a photograph, a map, an object, a letter, a court ruling. Use what you've learned this term about primary sources and try to find original sources whenever possible. For your final project, by December 15th, you'll turn in 4 parts. A narrative of the event in your own words that somewhere connects to a direct and cited quotation from the American Yawp textbook. 2, a discussion of the sources that are available about this event. 3, the sources that you've curated, 4 or 5 out of all the possibilities, each with a paragraph annotation explaining each one. And lastly, questions for future researchers. Imagine that in some future semester, and this will probably actually happen, that a student will get your project and has to use it to make sense of this event. What directions do you think their further study should go? Read through the guidelines and let me know if anything's unclear or needs further explanation. If you have questions about anything in the project's guidelines or about how to do any of the technical parts of it, just ask in the help forum or set up an office hours appointment. Good luck and happy researching for your final project.